Hi, I'm Don from DonDronesOn. Today we're going to review this little guy. It's an Ameta S20 Lite, and these guys don't pull any punches. It is right on the box. This is a beginner drone, and it sure is. Ameta provided me this drone for free in exchange for this review, but you know what I'm like. I'll be brutally honest. And just a little bit of a hint, I kind of like this drone. Well, there you go. So here it is here. It's sub 250 grams. In fact, it's maybe wet. It will be 150 grams with the battery, and it comes with two batteries. It claims to be a 4K resolution camera. I think that's a little deceptive, to be honest. It's a 2K video, and what they call 4K pictures or still images. Yeah, whatever. We'll see what the footage is like. Any drone footage that you see in this video will be straight from the card. There is a SD card slot in the side here, and unretouched everything. So you'll see what it's like. And I've had a little flight with it. It's not stabilized. It's not fantastic. But you know what? For a little drone like this, and it's pretty darn cheap, this is pretty good. Let's go run it through its paces. So the kit comes with a nice little case, little carrying handle, zipper outer thing. The drone fits in there nicely. It comes with two batteries for the drone. They are rechargeable with a C connector. It does come with a cable. So easy to charge. They can only be charged outside of the drone. However, you can't charge them once they're in the drone. You have to take it out. It also comes with a very simple controller. It's powered by three AAA batteries. The AAA batteries are not included. They go down in this little compartment, and it's a pretty standard kind of deal with little handles. Your phone sticks in there, and standard joysticks. This is for up and down and yawing left or right or rotating, and this is for forward, backwards, left, and right modes. All right, I'll get into the controls in a bit. All right, the drone itself is foldable. Start with the back ones, and then there we go. And it's very simple. The battery just slides in there. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze, to be honest. And then a long press on the power button to get it started. I'll do that in a second. Long press on the controller to get it started as well. The kit also comes with a charging cable, as I mentioned, a whole set of replacement propellers and a screwdriver to do that, nice instructions, and a quick start guide. You will also need, the three AAAs for the controller. If you want to record any stuff, video or images, you'll need an SD card. It takes a maximum, and that's an interesting situation, a maximum of a 32 gig SD card, and it has to be formatted in FAT32 mode, which is the standard thing. But it's surprising that it won't take a larger SD card, which are very common in the marketplace today. Oh, I didn't mention, as I said, the camera is 2K. It says 4K on it, I know, but it's a 2K video camera, and it is unstabilized, but you can adjust the gimbal angle. All right, let's fly this beast. So your phone just slips into this little cradle here. There is an app that you'll want to download. There's a QR code in the instructions that let you know what the app name is. It's called Ameta Drone, but there's a link directly to either the iOS App Store or the Google Play Store with the place where you would download that app. It is, of course, free. So to get this thing working, we long press on the controller. It will be flashing. Anytime you see flashing on this drone, it means there's something wrong or something that you need to do. All right, so everything's solid on the drone and on the controller. We now kick off the Ameta app. It will start looking for a Wi-Fi address. It connects, gives you a warning that there's no internet on your drone, because the drone is basically initiating a Wi-Fi connection. So there we go. We can see that we're connected. I noticed that the process here is a little different on my other phone, but the idea is the same. It will connect automatically to your Wi-Fi signal. Comes up with a little thing that says connection on my other phone, but this one, it seems to connect immediately. And then you hit start and you can see your camera view. Okay, so that's my live camera view showing there. So to launch the drone, you have three options. There's a button on the app that will be a one-key takeoff. You slide to confirm, or you can hit this button and hold it down. It'll do the same sort of thing. Or you can do what I prefer, which is a manual takeoff. So I hold the two joysticks in and down. The props will start within a second, and then we'll just stand back for safety reasons, and we'll push the left joystick up. Now, it immediately did start to drift a little bit towards me. Just never a good spot for flying drones to head, but it is now very nice and stable. I'm just going to bring it closer to the camera here. And a little bit off the ground. So it's about 2 meters or 6 feet off the ground. I am manipulating where it's flying right now. So hands off the control. There we go. That's what it's doing. Very, very light wind, maybe 1 meter per second. I did measure it just prior to this flight. I always like to see how the drone is going to work just on its own, just launch and sit there. Is it going to fly stably? And I'm impressed. This drone does not have GPS tracking at all, GPS control. It's holding its position through downward facing sensors, visual sensors. And I presume it's got a IMU, inertial management unit, that is manipulating itself as well. But generally speaking, it's doing pretty well. It's going up and down a little bit, but not too bad. So the next thing I like to do is, well, first of all, actually, we're going to start the video recording. You can do that on the app, or there's a button on the controller for starting either a video recording, or if it's not video recording, you can take still pictures. So I'm just going to do a little square shot first of all, a square pattern. I'll go out a little bit, go to the left. I noticed this on my initial flight. This is not my first flight. I've done a little test flight before this, but I did notice this. Watch this. I'm coming towards you. I'm taking my hands off. It drifts about 2 meters. It kind of comes back. Now in this case, it came back exactly where I let go of the controls, but it's a little disconcerting in that regard. Here, I'll do that square again. Off the controls, it's still floating forward, and then it kind of creeps its way back. Okay, and I'm going to come close to the camera again. That's not even full throttle. It's sort of drifted that way, and then it's coming back to where I let go of the control there. Now that's on speed 1. There's 2 speed settings, speed 1 and speed 2. Let's try speed 2. A little snappier for sure. Interesting that it went down there, but it did recover its altitude. I'm letting it settle at each of the corners. And again, it's drifted about, I'm going to say 2 meters, and then it sort of heads back to roughly where I let go of the control. So kind of interesting the way it does that. I'm now going to run down to the end of the field. This is a soccer field, so it's about 100 meters. I better stop before I get too far down there. I'm getting a weak Wi-Fi signal on my controller at 100 meters. I'm going to turn it around. And I'm just going to go up a little bit. Up quite a bit, actually. This does have a gimbal control on it. It's not totally smooth. It's two buttons that go in increments of, I don't know, maybe 10 degrees or something. Okay, so I'm just hovering up there. It's holding its position quite nicely. I'll show you the video afterwards, and you'll see that it's a little unstable, I'll say, the video, but not too bad. I mean, it is almost zero wind, though. Okay, so I'm going to do full throttle at speed 2, directly back towards me. There's nothing that I can hit. It's coming back. It's very quiet. I have to say that. It is very quiet. Letting go. And yeah, it goes about 2 meters and then heads back. Kind of interesting. Oops, it's going way back this time. There is no return to home function on this drone because, again, it doesn't have GPS. But yeah, it moves like a son of a gun. I wouldn't say its altitude is terribly stable, but not bad. Not bad. I want to kind of see where I'm going, but whenever I accelerate, the nose tips. I've taken my eyes off it and I have no idea where it is down there. I think I'm coming in this direction. Camera view's a little dark. Oh, there I am. Oh, there's the drone. It is very, very quiet. I really like that. That is nice. And I'll just toggle down a bit. There we are. You have to wave when you see a drone, so that's all good. Taken care of. Sorry, just looking to see who is watching me. All right, so the other thing that this thing is supposed to do, which would be interesting to see, is flips. So I'm gonna just aim it a little ways away, bring it down a bit, just so that you can see it a little better. I'd have to turn my camera, because it's a 360 camera and you're probably right on the seam. So to do a flip, you activate the flip with this little button here. It beeps, and then when you hit the joystick, it will flip in that direction. So you can flip it forward, you can flip it backwards. I'll just come back a bit so you can see a little better. Whoa, whoa, don't like that drifting. You can drift it or flip it left or right. So that's cool, and that is fun, and I like that. You know, that's kind of a nice feature on the drone. The other thing you can do is there's a circle mode. So I'm gonna push it, and what it does is it flies around in a circle, seemingly randomly. Hold on, that's not good. It's trying its best to hit that tree. I did calibrate it before flying it, by the way. I'm going to go out here a little ways more, and I'm going to hit that circle button again, and it is spinning. I'm not sure what it's supposed to do, but it seems to be a little more like a spiral than a circle. I am in beginner mode, by the way, so I'm going to turn off beginner mode. It does say the maximum altitude can now be, it is currently set to 10 meters, but it can be set up to 50 meters. With some caution, you could do that. I don't know whether you'd want to do that. I would recommend you want to keep it close. They also say you can fly this drone inside. I definitely would not recommend that. There's no prop guards. They're spinning real fast. If you have a lampshade, it'd probably cut it into pieces. There's supposed to be a waypoint tracking feature on here. I do not see it at all. I only see the circle mode. So that's kind of strange. So anyway, there we are in not recording mode. I'm now going to hold my hand up and it starts a recording. So now it's recording. It gives you a little 3-point countdown and off we go. And I'm just going to move over here a bit. Now if I hold my hand up again, it should stop. Yes, and it said recorded successfully. And similarly, you can do a peace sign and it will do a picture, and it gives you a little kind of shutter sound there to indicate that it's done that. All right. The other feature that it has is headless mode, which means that it doesn't matter what direction you're in, what direction it's pointing, it will still fly in the same direction. So there we have it, the Ameta S20 Lite drone. It's a toy drone, but you know what? It's kind of cool. It's got a camera. It's only a 2K camera, and it's not stabilized, but it works, and it's pretty darn decent. I'll show you the footage. Very quiet. I love how quiet this thing is. It folds up nice and small. It is sub 250 grams, so in most countries you are not overly regulated. You still have to be very careful. There's certain areas you cannot fly, but for the most part, you're pretty much free to fly in a lot of areas. Just check the rules. I've got videos for sub 250 gram drones in Canada. It's a fairly limited range to it. In the spec book, it says 200 meters. I started getting a weak signal around 100 meters or less. Has a maximum altitude of 50 meters. Yeah, not too bad. I like it. The Ameta S20 Lite. There's a link down in the description below if you want to check it out. Thanks for watching.